Aliens are a big topic for debate among many people in the scientific community. Though many have claimed to have had contact with them, their existence is yet to be proven. Due to this debate and disagreement between so many people, I'm going to detail why I think that there's probably no other intelligent life out there besides us, and why we probably won't see any for a long time. When first delving into the subject, we need to define exactly what an alien is. In my opinion, I'd say when people talk about aliens, they're referring to other intelligent life besides us. This means I wouldn't consider some random clump of cells 4 million light years away as alien people are referring to when speaking on the subject. What people are usually referring to is the Greys. These aliens are your typical gray-skinned creatures seen in pop culture. Now that we've established what an alien is for the sake of the video, I need to find out exactly what makes a species known as intelligent life. One way to look at this could be derived from the ideas of Nikolai Kardashev. He developed a way of rating civilizations into types. These types are divided into a 1, 2, or a 3 civilization. Though there are now a 4 and a 5, we won't be looking at those in this video since they aren't Nikolai's original ideas. A Type 1 civilization is any species that has been able to harness the available energy from its neighboring star. It is important to note that by this definition, we as humans aren't even a Type 1. If a species is able to meet those requirements, they could advance to a Type 2 by completely harnessing every square inch of energy that escapes a star. This differs from a Type 1 in how the energy is taken directly from the star. In a Type 2, you don't have to wait for the energy to hit your planet through solar rays to harness it. A civilization of this stature could have near infinite amounts of energy and potential. There would be no energy crisis and no fear of ever being wiped out by, say, an asteroid or meteor. One step up from this, however, is a Type 3. A species capable of reaching this is what we could finally say meets the criteria of being an alien that could reach and speak to us on Earth. To be a Type 3, you must have reached the status of being capable of traveling outside of your galaxy and harnessing the energy of any star you desire. Aliens at this level would be complete destroyers of worlds with no intent of anything besides controlling and ruling the universe. But there's no need to fear about a species reaching this anytime soon, and I'll tell you why. Let's look back to the first type, and I'll remind you of a key detail. Us humans haven't even reached this level yet, and probably won't for a long time. If we do some rough estimates and say that life has been here on Earth for about 3.8 billion years, you can see why a Type 3 civilization seems so difficult and far away. We haven't even brushed the surface of becoming a level 1, and life has had the opportunity to do so for such a long time. Not to mention, the task at hand of advancing to the point of intergalactic travel becomes exponentially harder at each step. To even figure out feasible travel by space that wouldn't take billions of years to reach somewhere is already a difficult task in itself. Imagine the difficulties in traveling that far and still having living beings and energy left to make the travel. Another good point I like to make is what I call the timeline dilemma. Picture it like this. In order for there to be intelligent life near the level of ours, it means they have also had to have been around for the same amount of time or even longer than us humans. They would need to have also formed pretty much the exact time frame as us. Now, I can already hear people saying that the universe is infinite and that there's already been some life form that has made it to the same point as us and advanced as much as us right now. But to that I would like to say, just look at how difficult it actually is for life to get as far as we have. First, an organism must have surpassed all odds and landed at a planet that is perfectly the right distance away from its star. It must also be the perfect temperature to have liquid water, have a strong enough gravity to hold onto an atmosphere that will provide the organism with air and free of any loose space debris. After all of this, the organism still needs to evolve and advance over billions of years until it can be more than just a single cell. Now, I think it's also fair to mention that while juggling all of these extreme pieces of criteria for life, the organism must also dodge any extinction events and persevere through them. This includes volcanoes, meteors, and radiation. And even if all that is said and done with, there's still a chance that this cell will never evolve and will stay with just it is, a cell. And even if the cell does become, say, an animal, it also needs to evolve further past this and develop language, communication, and science we as a species have. And if you look around you, I think you can see there's only been one animal to do such that we know of, and it's us. We have pushed through near extinction and survived atomic wars. The perseverance of humanity in life is incredible, but rare. There aren't very many species as resilient as we are, and I doubt any old cell could do what we have done. So with all this information down, we can get into the dilemma. What if a species has already advanced to the point of us, but they were wiped out before we could see them? What if there has already been a species to overcome the minuscule odds, but we were just too late to see them? And because of this, we're left to be alone in this universe, all due to our timelines not matching up. All because they were maybe a few billion years or so before or after us. And it's because of this exact dilemma and extremely small chances of life that I choose not to believe there is other intelligent life out there on the level of us. And I won't deny that there could be some life, maybe a few organisms or cells out there, but I refuse to believe that there is other intelligent life. At the end of the day, you don't need to believe what I do. This is just a bold assumption. See you next week, and thanks for watching.